I'm in the people business. I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the people business. Whoever think they're in real estate, good luck. I'm in the people business. My job is to make people feel comfortable working with my brokerage to purchase real estate. And that's building relationships, retaining relationships, nurturing relationships with people.
Welcome back to the Agents Who Crush It in Real Estate, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories of the most successful and inspiring figures in the real estate world. I'm your host, Lindsay Favaza, and today I have a truly remarkable guest whose story is not just about selling homes, but building communities and empowering generations. My guest is Alex E. Edwards, the visionary principal broker behind Thumbprint Realty, the largest Black-owned brokerage in New England. Born and raised in Dorchester, Massachusetts, Alex has transformed his deep-rooted passion for his community into a thriving real estate company that's all about making homeownership accessible to everyone. With a knack for educational and entertaining videos, Alex makes it easier for people to understand how they can transition from being a renter to a homeowner and even in some cases, investors, like his young son, which we'll hear more about in a second. His commitment to investment and generational wealth is not just talk. It's embodied in every initiative he leads. But Alex's influence doesn't stop at real estate. He's a pillar of philanthropy, a mentor, and an advocate for women's empowerment. His work has left an indelible mark on the community he serves. So buckle up as we dive into the journey of a man who's not just selling homes, but is on a mission to uplift and empower one family at a time. So Alex, welcome to the podcast today, my friend.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm happy to be here. And thank you for that intro. I really appreciate it. I felt your words.
You've earned it, my friend. So you have quite the bio. You have quite the inspirational story. And I just wanted to make sure that we did you justice. And I hope that we did. So
you did.
So tell us a little bit about growing up, how you got into real estate, what was the beginning stages for you, and how you started to own property and get so. How did this all start?
All right. So, ironically, in high school, I took the first time home buyer class. I was in, I think I was in 10th grade and didn't know what I was doing, but I took the class because I really believe success has no age limit at all. And so I take the class. Fast forward, leaving high school, I got a job at Bank of America where I learned and understood mortgages, money, economics. And I then took a class at Mass Bay and Wellesley, business administration. One of my professors asked us to go home and purchase something and treat it like a business. So a couple of months later, I come back to class and say, guess what? Professor goes, what? I say, I bought something. I'm going to treat it like a business. I'm 20 years old. He said, what did you buy, Alex? I said, I bought a home. He goes, oh my God, I can't believe it.
He's like, wait a minute. I meant like something small.
Yeah, exactly. So 20 years old, I buy this multi-family in Dorchester, and he and I said, I got more news. He said, you do? I said, I do. I said, this is the last time you're gonna ever see me because I can't afford a mortgage and pay for education, and because I was paying actually out of my pocket because I just wanted to make sure. I didn't like school, so I'm like, I'll try, but I'm not going to take out a loan. And that was the last time he ever seen me.
Wow, that's crazy. So he inspired you and you got what you needed from it.
That's how I got into real estate, right? And right off the back, it wasn't easy. My first tenant was a beautiful young lady. I looked at her and I said, man, it looks like she pays rent. She's too beautiful. She pays rent. I'm not checking her background. I'm not checking her credit score. She is just too fine. And she never paid me rent. Oh, no. On to this day. Her first name was Janice. She has never paid me rent at all. And that was 18 years ago. So it was tough right off the bat.
So you had it set in your head. What was your thought process buying this? I'm going to buy this house. people are going to pay me rent. I'm going to
Mhm.
buy able to buy something else. Then I'm just going to be rolling in it. Like, what were your thought process back then? And then how was it different?
Well, the thought process was all about family.
Yeah.
It was somewhere my family could, we could live in one home. We
Yeah.
could have this investment, and that was actually the thought process. And again, it just didn't work out the way I thought it would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Fortunately for me, well, sorry, unfortunately, let me add some more to that story. At adjustable rate.
Yep.
All right. So, it went from 2,300 to $3,000, right? And, again, I'm a young guy, no more going out, no vacations, no buying clothes, the things that young men do at that particular age.
Mhm.
So that had to stop right away.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
my friends and I will go to the bars and, everyone buy rounds. But when it was my turn, I bought one cup and sent it around. I'm like, look, I don't got it. I want to be honest, I don't have it. So fast forward, I had to file bankruptcy.
Oh,
I
wow.
had a junior loan. I had to file
Wow.
bankruptcy. And then I got right before, I think after, or right before, actually, right before I filed, I got a loan modification, right? And this was one of the best moves I ever done in real estate. I got a loan modification, then I filed bankruptcy, got rid of $89,000 and got a fixed rate.
Mhm.
So today, that home, I still have it. Bankruptcy is over, and now I'm paying because taxes just went up. I'm paying 1,400 for a two family in Dorchester,
Yeah.
in Boston.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. And you went through that. And I'm sure that that's helped to guide you in your real estate world. So tell me, like, the real estate aspect of it and owning the brokerage, how did all of that start?
So, so after Bank of America, I was in banking for a couple of years, and um, I think I wanted to be a boss, but I wasn't a boss, and I learned the hard way. And one day, I think it was this time for me to leave, and I left banking, and I was around 23 years old, and left banking, left corporate America, jumped right into real estate, became a real estate agent, and started branding myself Alex E. Edwards. That's where the E came in. Alex E. Edwards, Massachusetts' most trusted real estate agent. At the time, I think Obama was running, and I seen all these politicians and how they advertise. It was like something, something for your state rep. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm as important as a state rep, as a president, because I'm a real estate agent. And I knew very early the power of marketing. So I bought some ads on the radio and I marketed myself as a politician. So again, Alex E. Edwards for your real estate agent, Massachusetts most trusted. So
You go right into the radio voice. I love it.
yeah, that's how it sounded all the time. I made sure they said my number. My number had to be said 3 times each
Yeah.
commercial. I mean, I had a format.
I love it. Where did you learn that? Like, where that's very, I mean, I'm a VP of marketing. I've been doing marketing my entire life. That's like the stuff that you teach people. So how did you learn that? Where did that come from? Or was this just something that you're like, I've studied
Yeah,
business, I know, and this is what I'm going to do?
God, God, that's in me. I didn't take a class for marketing. It's in me, and I
Yeah.
market very well. I do a real good job marketing, and
Do.
I understand that I'm in the people business. I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the people business. Whoever think they're in real estate, good luck. I'm in the people business. My job is to make people feel comfortable working with my brokerage to purchase real estate, and that's building relationships, retaining relationships, nurturing relationships with people. People buy real estate. So if I could make people feel comfortable with the brand, with the name, with the product, then where are they going?
Yeah. Yeah. They're only going to go to you.
Yeah. So we grew the business very fast. Another marketing angle I used, I got a big logo in my office, and every single person that walked through those doors, maybe even off the street, I pulled them in. Can you take a picture in front of my logo? We'll take a picture in front of my logo and I'll tag them on Facebook. And so now I'm using their stage to promote the logo, promote my brokerage. And that's how fast, that's how Thumbprint grew so fast.
Yeah, well, you definitely have a natural born talent for it, for sure, because that's something that I saw just looking through all your stuff. I'm like, he's great at branding, he's great at promotion, he's great at all of these things, and you have a personality to match. So that's exciting too. So tell me how, you started out. How did you get that first deal? Like where did that come from? Was it a sphere? Was it just postcards? Was it kind of like where were those deals coming from in the beginning? And then, how did your business morph over time?
So the first deal was from a family member. And she wanted to purchase, she was actually working with another broker, agent, and she decided to give me a chance. And, we bought that particular home in High Park, again, a multifamily for $310,000. You never forget your first deal, $310,000 in Boston.
Can you imagine?
In High Park. And then the second deal came, and that one was a 2-family in Dorchester. And it was 2-family side by side with each side had 3 floors, and that went in the low 3s as well. Wow. And with that money, that's where, first I went to Vegas. Can't lie.
Hey.
I went to Vegas. I want to be honest.
I think your honesty is key.
Just remember, I had money issues. I didn't take vacations. I couldn't.
You had to make up for that lost time.
Went to Vegas, wasted a lot of money. But what I did was I put aside my commercial money, and that's how I ran my first commercial, my second commercial, and that's how I scaled. There.
So how do you figure out what your budget is going to be for marketing and those kind of, investments? I never say expenses, because marketing stuff should be looked at as an investment and not an expense. So how do you peel off, or like, what's your budgeting practice for marketing investments?
Back then, or?
Yeah, back then or now.
Okay. So back then, you don't know what's going to work, right? But the number one, free marketing is what we're doing now. We're speaking. Free marketing is a personality. Free marketing is understanding what you're selling. Free marketing is telling the world why you're different. This is all free. You could write a paragraph about you right now saying, hey, this is why we're the number one podcast. All right. Now you wrote it, you believe it, make everyone else believe it. That's free. That's you said, you're investing in yourself by taking the time and trying to find out what you bring to the market. No, so when someone says, I don't have a budget, all right, won't you start for free? Are you willing to even start for free? Because I think that's the problem. No one's willing to even start for free. And they feel uncomfortable telling the world who they are. So they allow the world to tell them who they are. And that's not right. You can't go into Nike and say, well, it's not just do it. We're going to change your name. No, it's just do it. And we have a check mark. Then we told you who we are. Yeah. So you have to take yourself serious. If we're starting with marketing, that's the first thing you could do. Just take yourself serious, who you are, what you bring to the market. Just write it down. That's the first thing you do when it comes to marketing.
And it's kind of what people expect, that's what you do 5 years into it, because you've got to establish yourself first, and they get kind of overrun by the lack of confidence that they have in the beginning. But like you just said, you saw a political ad and you're like, I'm going to tell everyone I'm the most trusted person. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, no one can tell me nothing. Like, who's going to come up and call and say, Alex,
I trust someone else more than you.
Yeah. No one's going to do that. If you believe you could be the most trusted and you could hold and you could stand by it, and being the most trusted is being transparent. So if you feel like you could be transparent in your business, then call yourself the most trusted.
I love that. Well, right? I trust you. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So if we're talking about the budget, again, the commercial was $2,300, I believe, for 6 months. Now I'm like, $2,300 for 6 months. I'm willing to pay $2,300 for 6 months. The first few months, I remember my phone went crazy, and I'm like, I called my broker and said, "You want to take some deals off of my hand?" And he said, "Trust me, it might slow down. You keep all the deals," but it never did slow down. Right. And then what I learned was eating on both sides. right? And being the buyer and the seller agent, whew, it was a lot. Back then, it was a lot of short sales.
Yeah.
That's when I came in. So if you have both sides, you are doubling your funds. So some transactions I was actually taking home about $18,000 to $20,000,
Yeah.
and some months was almost $50,000 a month. So I learned this early the both eat on both sides, but at the same time I still invested in the business. And I think that was very important. I was on Instagram, Facebook in 09 or and 11, and really showing my clients, hey, we just closed with this person. And a lot of clients will call me and say, hey, I want you to work with me, but can I get on when we close, can I be on your social media?
It's a
Of
it's a
course.
thing of pride for them to make it
Of
to that
course.
level.
Yeah. So, and then I took it to another level. Every closing, I brought a Samsung TV. Every single closing, I bought a Samsung TV at BJ's, and they will take this photo with the Samsung TV. But the thing that people don't understand, they watching that TV probably every day. The who bought that TV is the agent. They have to think about Alex E. Edwards every single day. I'm with it. The Samsung TV was about $500. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take that.
And a lot of people will say, well, I have to give them something with my name on it for them to remember me. But that's not the case at all. They're going to look at whatever that item is and they're going to think of you. And now they don't have your name on it.
Yep. And their friends will call and say, well, if I remember one time I didn't give someone a TV and they said, well, I thought I was going to get a TV.
Oh,
And
no.
again, the market is telling me what to do. I said, don't worry about it. I'll drop it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
That's
coming.
amazing. So, how did you get into owning your brokerage? Because now you're talking about you were working with a broker and you were doing your thing with them. But what was the transition there to having your own place?
So, this is funny. I'll tell the long story real quick. All right. So
we have plenty of time. So
okay. All right. So I was working at this brokerage, and this new agent came, and I'm number one at this brokerage. This new agent come in and get a higher split than me, and I'm confused. Like, how does this work? Like, why? Trying to understand. And so I go to my broker and say, well, I want a higher split, and he was like, well, if all deals over 500, you get a higher split. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get my license, and I'm going to ask for 90%. And while I was getting my license, so now I put 90% all over the house. I mean, I was hot. I put 90% on my mirror, on my doors, everywhere you see 90%, so I could remember what I need to do, what I need to accomplish. And one day, a friend was like, why you care about 90% when you get 100%? I said, huh. And I realized I was thinking my mindset was poor. I was counting someone else's pockets. My actions was based on someone else's success, and that was wrong. It was a poor mindset. And then I realized my broker is my broker. He's going to pay me what he wants to pay me. That's why he's my broker. So again, I was wrong again, counting my broker's pockets. And so I got my license on I think it was July 8th. My birthday is July 10th. So my salesperson was going to expire in 2 days. And so I didn't renew it. I said, if it's for me, it's for me. I'm going for it. So I got my license. I went back to my broker and I asked him if he want to partner. And he said, is this not the best time to partner? So I bought my broker a watch, and I said, I appreciate your time, and but I'm going to move on. And that's how I started Thumbprint Realty.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave him an opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are still friends and everything.
Oh yeah,
cool.
we
you left on good terms,
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I want to touch back on the story from before that I kind of teased in the intro. I watched a video on your YouTube channel of you. Like, it was funny because I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, what am I watching right now? They're at a closing table but there's a 3-year-old boy sitting next to him. And now he's talking as if the house is being bought by him. So explain this story and where this all came to be and why this is important to you.
Yeah, generational wealth is very important. I think Rockefeller's set the stage. Let's just be honest. J.P. Morgan and all these families we hear that we still talk about. Something that was done for so long ago, wealth that was built so long ago. We are still talking about these people. And what I realized very early, real estate is going to be around longer than us. What we do today, our memories, our success is going to outlive us. And what you do while you're living will be celebrated at your funeral, and you could become immortal, right? And it sounds a little dark as I sit here.
It's okay. We're all gonna go at some point.
It's a little dark.
It's reality.
Right. So I always wanted to protect my children, even if I'm not here. And I know the power of real estate. Real estate is very, very powerful. It's one of the only industries where you can add 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, get more in rent, but your mortgage payment doesn't go up. Your equity could go sky high, but your mortgage payment, I'm not talking about tax, your mortgage payment doesn't go up. It's one of the only businesses in the world, in the industry, in the world. So I'm saying, all right, well, how can I protect what I'm doing today, tomorrow? And my wife and I thought it was a great idea to purchase this home, put it in a trust, and make sure our 3-year-old son was going to be the owner and start running this home once we thought at 18, or once we thought he would be mature enough. But it gets deeper than that, because in my trust there's a lot of rules. My son can never sell the home. And if he moves away, he has to hire a management company. If we pull equity out, guess what? He has to speak to financial advisors. So it's rules, and it gets deeper. And some of these rules you can find in my book, Mortgage Before Marriage. But it's all about making sure my children is okay tomorrow, and they could use this. They could use the rents to pay for college, but they can't pull out the equity to pay for college. So I'm giving them the opportunity to mess up. I'm giving them the opportunity to find themselves. The opportunities that we didn't have. Go to school. Well, they might not. I don't think my child will know himself at 16 or 18 years old to understand what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Well, this real estate will give him an opportunity to figure out who he is. If he want to go to college, go to college. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not paying for college. You own a home. Make your tenants pay.
Yeah, that's incredible and admirable. And he is so lucky to have you to teach him the ways. And I know on your channel too, is it your wife that has other videos that you post on there too about finance and financial freedom and all of that? So it's like the two of you guys are setting such an awesome example for him. And then, like you said, for the future generations, even past him. So it's really incredible. And I admire that a lot. So way to go.
And we now have a daughter, and
nice.
now my daughter, has a 3 family. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So it's easy. It's not hard. I'm not going to sit here and say, it's hard, because it's not. It's not easy. I think City of Boston made City of Boston, I would say, in Massachusetts, point blank, made home ownership easy and possible for many. It's just the education. I understand that might be the hard part. Where do you start? Do you start? Well, you start with me. You start with, again, Mortgage Before Marriage, Finances Before Fiance, Rockefeller Before Beyonce. That's my book. Purchase it. That's where you start.
I love it. We'll make sure to link it in the show notes so people can go and get a copy of that. When did you write the book?
I wrote the book. It was released last year, Valentine's.
That's awesome.
And it's been doing very well. No 4 stars at all 5. So I'm
Nice.
excited. It gives you the Rich Dad Poor Dad vibe,
Yep.
and that's where a lot of people compare it to that particular book. But honestly, it's a financial love story between my wife and I, and
That's
kind of
awesome.
where when we were single, what we did, and we wanted to make sure we purchased homes before marriage, and it worked out for the best. I always say, our tenants paid for our wedding, but they weren't invited, and so it was the best decision. When it comes to finances and marriage, finances is the second most reason why people get divorced. So we figure
Absolutely.
if we could be financially stable as individuals before we get married, then we should be able to stay married much longer.
So it's like real estate advice and life advice all mixed
Yeah.
together in one.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
awesome. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well,
Oh yeah.
tell me a little bit about what you do for the community. Because I also mentioned that in the intro about
Mhm.
your philanthropy and that you're a mentor and that you do a lot for your community. And what are the ways that you do that? Why is that important to you? And why is it important for realtors to think outside of themselves?
Well, I like that question. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So as I told you, I filed bankruptcy, got a loan modification. While I filed bankruptcy, got a loan modification. Guess what? Um, Everyone else was going through what I was going through. Everyone else got a adjustable rate. I was not the only victim.
Nope.
At that time, everyone was losing their home. Everyone.
Yep.
So, just like I put out a commercial for myself, I put out a commercial for the organization that helped me, and I paid for it. And it was simple. I promoted the organization that helped me get my loan modification, so they could help everyone else.
Yeah.
I didn't make no money at all. I lost money because I paid for
Yeah.
the
Because you made the ad.
advertising.
Yeah.
And obviously, my job is to sell homes and help people buy homes. But I helped save 30 homes that time, and I think that's one of the best things I've done in life. Allow 30 people, 30 families to stay in their home, and
Amazing.
so, and that's why I thought it was important. And ever since then, we did. My brokers have, like, even last year we gave $20,000 to the community. Our Thumbprint Cares, our nonprofit side of Thumbprint, where my wife is the founder. We did 500 toys December to the community. We did 600 backpack filled with school supplies.
It's
We
awesome.
did that in August. We did 300 turkeys in November,
Yeah.
and we do this every year. We do this every single year. It gets bigger and bigger. We do this every single year.
Yeah.
And last year as well, we received 700. We helped our clients get 700,000 for down payment assistance and closing costs.
Wow.
Over 700,000.
Wow.
So, and we're the leading brokerage in turning um, um, BHA voucher holders into homeowners.
Yeah.
So you had a Section 8. We led that we led in turning these voucher holders into homeowners.
That's
So,
amazing. And it's important to you because it's the community you grew up in and it's the
correct.
one you want to give back to them the way that they've gave to you. So, and
Right.
it strengthens the community in the future for, again, your son and for your daughter and for their generations to come. So,
Yeah. Correct. Correct. And again, as a real estate agent, broker, it's more than getting a commission check. We have the opportunity to shape neighborhoods. I'm in control. We are all in control of shaping, creating neighborhoods. If we buying homes and putting it back on the market and renovating, guess what? We are shaping that particular neighborhood based on our renovation, based on what we build. There's a domino effect that's happening now, right? Seaport, Boston might be outpriced for their residents, so they're gonna move. They're gonna move down, right? From Seaport to Dorchester to Brockton to Taunton to Fall River. It's a domino effect. So you have to make sure when you're renovating or building, you have to understand who's coming, who's staying, and who's going.
Yeah. So this has been absolutely awesome. We're almost close to the end. So I want to just ask you one more question and then we'll wrap it up. But I wanted to find out from you, what would be your advice for someone who's listening to this, who is a real estate professional? Maybe they've been in the business for a few years and they just really want to hear, what is the biggest piece of wisdom that you would give to them?
Okay, the biggest piece, I got a few. All right, so
Hit me with all three.
All right, one, I'll definitely say, know who you want to serve, know who you want to help.
Mhm.
Real estate it's a big industry. You could flip, you could invest, you could be a developer, you could be a buyer's agent, a seller agent, you could do rental, you could do commercial, you could do probate transactions. It's just understand what you want to do and what realm you want to be in, and don't jump around. Don't say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to be everything," because you can't.
No.
You can't be a professional, a true professional in all areas of real estate. So
Mhm.
I would say that's the number one thing you want to do. Once you do that, market like you never marketed before. Right? If you're a
Yes.
selling agent, talk about selling, talk about speak to the sellers. If you're a
Yep.
buyer agent, speak to the buyers. With buyer agents, find out all programs that that help buyers.
Yep.
Right. The thing is, in the market, is always going to be more buyers than sellers.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, right now, it's not a lot of inventory. So, and we don't know what's going to happen with the commission debate that, Lamakia is always keeping us updated. And
He's keeping everyone informed. Yes.
I want to say I appreciate you. I watch Mr. Lamakia. I watch all your videos and you fighting for us and you going front line. Front line. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are cheering you on here at Thumbprint Realty. I just want to say thank you. So I want to take the time out. I definitely want to take the time out to say thank you because it's a lot. The backlash. I don't know what kind of messages that man gets, but it's a lot to take on an entire industry and put the industry on your back and say, you know what, this is not right, and I need to do what's right. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Lamakia.
I will make sure that he gets that specific message because he'll really appreciate that. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So once you have who you want to be in real estate, you just double down and to start marketing and put out videos, educate people, and trust me, they are going to come to you. Is when you don't jump around. Just don't jump around. Next is relationships. You have Look, I always say I'm really one relationship away from being a billionaire. I'm one relationship away. Just like before we spoke, I was one relationship away from Mr. Lamakia hearing my message because of you, right? I don't know, y'all podcast around the world. So everyone's now going to hear me. I'm one relationship away from becoming a billionaire. So you are one relationship away from closing your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, your fourth deal, your 100th deal, right? So you have to, relationships are very important. If people like you, they are going to do business with you. Point blank. They are going to do business with you. If they trust you and you do a good job because you in one field and you're focusing on this area of real estate, you're going to be unstoppable, right? And next, is relationships with your clients, but relationship with other realtors. If you do a good job and understand that, y'all both on the same team, next time they have a deal or you have a deal and y'all, one person sends over an offer, well, guess what? Y'all already have a good relationship. Yeah. I'm going to take a guess that they might, if your offer is strong, they might put it in the front running, right? They might put it on top. because they know you could close deals. They know you keep your word. They know you pick up your phone. They know that you already made sure that your client is a strong buyer. So why wouldn't they do business with you? Right? Next, you really have to take advantage of your phone, take advantage of your family and friends. If they love you, they could promote for you, but they need to understand what you do. So write them a message. Hey, how you doing, cuz? Look, I'm now a real estate agent. This is exactly what I do, and this is who I help, and this is who I'm looking for. Now this person is your channel. They now can market for you. They now know what you do and how they can help you. I promise you, my mother gets excited when she sends me a client. Oh, was they good, Alex? Yes, mom, it was good. Oh, good. And that's my mom, but she don't ask for nothing back.
Exactly.
So, and then more channels is private. I know I'm throwing a lot. I'm almost done.
No, you keep going. That's totally fine.
Next is private clubs. There's a lot of private clubs in Boston that some go by income. So you think about that. Some go by income. That makes sense to me. If you want to be at a certain commission, well, look at the private clubs. Join those private clubs and start educating everyone in that chat room. Go to events and start educating everyone at those events, right? And then to talk more about channels, one thing I did that is still paying off to this day is I advertised to a condo trustee and not the owners. Why did I go after the trustees? Because as a condo owner, to get your 6D, you are going to let the trustee know that you put your home on the market. What do you think the trustee is going to say? Oh, I have a guy. His name is Alex E. Edwards. Now, which one sounds better? Me calling the homeowner, hey, I want to sell your home, or the person that's your trustee, that you trust, refer me. You are going to take the trustee's advice and call Alex E. Edwards. And so you marketing to the trustees instead of 60 units, it's less money, and you building and watering this relationship with the trustee to help the entire complex. So again, a lot of things I name is free. I didn't say one thing about spending money. I didn't say go buy Zillow leads. I didn't say pay for Facebook ads. Everything I have explained today is totally free. You could do this on your first day. On your first day. Now the thing is, are you willing to do this? Now that's up to you. That's up to you.
I love it. Well, I hope everyone took notes. And if you're listening in your car, make a mental note to go back and listen again with a piece of paper in front of you, because that was a lot and it was all amazing. So Alex E. Edwards, thank you so much. This has been absolutely awesome. And I just really appreciate you being so open and honest and sharing with everybody. And I know that if they reached out to you, you would be just as willing to, give them information and inspiration as you did today. So I really appreciate you.
Definitely. My social media handles is at the bottom. Alex E. Edwards on all platforms. Make sure you follow me. I got one question.
Yes.
One question. Did I crush it? I want to know, did I crush it?
You crushed it in real estate and in podcasting interview.
Hey, I crushed it, mama. Let's go. We woke up today to crush it.
Awesome. You brought the energy and I loved it. So thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners. You guys are awesome. And make sure that you come back and visit us again on another episode of The Agents Who Crush It in Real Estate. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Agents Who Crush It in Real Estate podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with your friends and colleagues, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. If you're interested in being a guest, email us at info@crushitinre.com. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to crush it in real estate.